Barons here, and we're definitely 4 deep in this particular class. A similar scenario than what we were at with some of our red Barons there earlier. All 4 of these hogs kind of fit their weight and look the part here. I think of the 4, the one that's really the combination Baron that strikes you awfully hard as soon as he comes out. Big top, big unit, can still get out and drive. That's that young lady in the gray right there. Then she'll have your class-winning Baron here. A hog that I like awfully well. Second and third and fourth, maybe a bit more of a debate. I'm going to use the young lady at the flat on the far side there for 2. We can just change this guy from his joints on down. It gets awfully close here on the top end because there's some things you can like about that hog. Man, he is heavy structure. He's big about his blade, forearm. Still got a cool head and neck blade hitting there. I just need to square him up as he gets down into his hock and knee there. Square him up as it hits the surface and in continuation there. But a neat hog that's big top and big ended as well. Young lady kind of works herself up here, and with this hog at 3, and if you want to just study basic fundamentals, that's what this Baron is. He's just a good built one that's sound and easy going off the both ends. He's good at his knees, good at his pastern there. Unfortunately, he simply just runs out of gas when I study him right out of his shoulder into his heart and forerib there. That hog just needs to be bulked up there to run with those 2 awfully stout ones at the top end there. But young lady sure does a nice job with that Baron. Still ultra complete and just good balance. We can strengthen this Baron here that comes in 4 on his front pasterns and square him up at his knees. It gets even closer there. All 4 of these top Barons have some quality, have some stoutness and some look to them. This one's probably bigger topped and bigger ended than the Baron just above him there. He just needs to be better on his pasterns. Like you said, he needs to be squared up in his joints. That's still another high quality hog at 5 here in terms of just spread up high. He's got plenty of shape going down his edge and back through his hip there. That one needs to flex better off of both hands. We need to freshen him up in terms of skin and hair. Then the Baron that we close with there is still a high quality Baron for a heavyweight Yorkshire market hog drive here. That one just needs to be trimmed up in terms of his lower body. We like to square him up from blade to hip, and then consequently when you get him out through his rear end there, it's still a high quality class all the way through 1 through 6 there. Let's give all those kids a real big hand.
Placings for class 43. First, Isabel Scales. Second, Jordan Moore. Third, Allison Harsh. And 4th, Olivia Smith.
Can you just do this?
We need class 44 cross barrows into the makeup arena. Class 44.
When we were judging our Duroc show, we got a very similar situation here with both hogs that vary a little bit in terms of size, but both of them are just great in certain areas. You want to talk about power and mass and width in the heavy Baron. You want to talk about design and just some structural, some look here in the lightweight Baron. Both of these hogs truly have advantages. There's one, I guess, that just hits me harder coming right out of the gate in terms of being ultra powerful, ultra big bodied, and yet it's still when he finds the right gear and gets out and drives, that hog's really neat for packing that much heat. Maybe giving a little ring sour on us now, but still an awfully good Baron. Young ladies heavyweight's going to be your champion Yorkshire. Congratulations. We bring in our second place Baron. We obviously talked him, like I said, very similar scenario to what we had earlier. Another hog that's just great in terms of his build. not as ultra stout up high, maybe not quite as just powerful right over the top of his blade, but one that's got a great look from the side, ultra sound, ultra heavy structure. Young man's lighter weight bearing here is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Our champion York Barrows is exhibited by Isabel Scales, and the trophy is sponsored in memory of Dorothy L. Brown. And Isabel also has a county red and orange and a breeder with a B&S showcase. Our reserve champion is Connor Summers, and the breeder for his pig is Connor Family Farms. Summers Family Farms. Class 45 Cross Barrows into the makeup arena.
as we open up our crossbreds here, once again, maybe not the one that just channels himself to the top here in the easy handle, but I think we have some parts and pieces to work with in this particular drive. There's some give and take between these two barons, depending on how you like them. In my opinion, the one that's, as he continues on up there, that has maybe a little more outcome, we get this hog driven and getting with his head up and can really get this hog fed the right way. Young man's blue hog here is going to win this particular drive. Congratulations to him. The belted hog is going to be 2 here, and I think the biggest difference here is just in terms of squareness from behind, and a hog that has a little more extension in the blue hog here. Both of them maybe a little flatter footed up front than I'd like. This hog, the biggest difference here, he wants to plant and roll a little bit, get a little smaller at his ankle, a little smaller footed as well. When I step in behind him, he's big top and big ended there. Certainly has an advantage right in through the center portion of his body. The belted hog that comes out next, one that's good design from the side. We can just change this hog's range of motion. I can probably run him all the way up to win the class here. He gets just a little straight and a little tilting off of both ends of his skeleton here. The longer the drive wears on, the hog just doesn't want to reach out off both ends and truly get into a gear there and drive back and forth throughout the ring. I like this hog spread up high. Probably needs a shot more when I step in behind it. An interesting little baron here that comes out of 4, and one that looks a little harder doing, looks a little more mature about his head there. He is big center. He is fairly square when I get in behind him. Need to freshen him up and just bolden him up high to move him up the line. The last couple barons here, the black hog, tons of muscle, tons of shapes there. Need to redesign his feed and the way he squares up off of both ends there, pushing down in his spine. Then the longer haired baron that we close with there, one that's fairly good from the side. Just need to bulk him up, give him more real massive product. Nice class here. Let's give their crossbred exhibitors a good hand.
Placements for class 44, first, Jerry Palmer, second, Josh Miller, third, Bryce Lehman, and fourth, Tristan Reagan. We need class 46 cross barrows in the makeup arena, class 46.
really kind of fit into that mold. Between the two, I think there's one that's just a nickel stouter about his mug and jawline. Really like the way that one rolls up along his edge up high, and he's ultra stout when I step in behind him there. Maybe a little difference back and forth in terms of both of these hogs in a place or two. The one I like the best is the young man right here, and he's going to have your class winner. Congratulations. I think that hog just a nickel stouter, especially as he comes to me up as his blade and forearm. He's extra bold through his upper hip. Definitely got more right in through the seat of his pants in comparison to the Bear here at 2. Bear here at 2, maybe even a nickel taller shoulder. He's just as good probably from blade to hip and the way he rolls into his loin there. I like this hog's mobility as well. Just like the hog that we win the class with. I just don't see that hog quite as bulky, quite as stout in terms of his feature. I'd like to put more into him right in through his ham and lower stifle there. The longer we compare those two, but two very high quality bears, extremely good for this particular drive. Colored up hog here that comes in 2, one that's just pretty good in terms of stoutness and power there. Maybe not in the class of those top 2 in terms of extension and skin and hair there, but still a serviceable bear that's pretty high quality there that sets kind of into this particular weight range. The colored up bear here that comes next, bigger outline, longer sided there, just need to stout him up all the way through. Then the bear that we close with, same could be said. That one wants to get a little bit outside of himself. Need to just bolden him and stout him all the way through, give him more potential product down the road. Nice class, especially that top duo. Let's give all those kids a real good hand as they head back to the bar.
Placings for class 45. First, Maxwell Summers. Second, Allison Harsh. Third, Chase Miller. And fourth, Kirsten Gardner.
I don't know if I still I kind of kept it.
Jordan Moore, we need your class 46 cross barrel into the arena. Jordan Moore.
Good pair of bars that surface pretty handily in this drive, and there's some differences to talk here. The one I'm going to land on is the young man here in the blue plaid to my right to start the drive. I like this hog better up high, and especially when he takes it back into the upper portion of his rump in relation to the other belted hog out here. Very similar in terms of the way they're built from the side, very similar in terms of just body type and composition here. I think that was just a little sharper up high, just a little stouter when we studied from blade to hinge and through the up through his pin set. Like the belted hog as well here in two, and like I said, same build, same mobility here as the hog that wins. This guy gets a little flatter, studying the amount of his blade and down his edge there. He's a little, just a more nondescript through the upper portion of his rump there. Big centered, still sound, still good design. That's a nice pair to start with. The white belted hog here that comes in for a bit of an outlier, a little harder to driving out here. This hog just simply needs more center. He needs to be softened up right into the center portion of his body there. He is the boldest, he is the squarest and stoutest off of either end. Probably got the most spread up high and the most stoutness from behind. Unfortunately, just simply not enough there. Doesn't balance quite good enough. Like some pieces about this belted hog that comes out next, and if we could just freshen him up through his head and neck, maybe put a little darker skin tone on him. That's hog that can get a little flashier from the side. Mobility is good, center body is good, not as heavy structured, not as bold and just stout up high as the Barra just above it. Well presented, well driven Barra here in four, and I sure appreciate that from the young lady. A hog that has some shape when I get up high there. I step off to the side of this guy, he's simply just not as attractive. Simply wants to roll him downhill there and get a little flatter and level her ears there. He's a little lower neck, simply runs out of gas when I get in behind him as well. But like the presentation, like the skin and hair. The velvet hog that comes out next, kind of one of those basic built ones that has some center, has some design there. Simply just need to square him up and power him up all the way through to move him up the line. Then the roan Baron here that we close with, heavy structure, big top and ended there. That one just simply needs to find another gear and need to trim him up ever so slightly in terms of composition. Nice class all the way through. Let's give those kids a good hand.
Placings for class 46. First, Jordan Moore. Second, Josh Mitchell. Third, Olivia Jones. And fourth, Luke Hunting. Our next drive will be for the champion lightweight barrel. From class 44, that'll be Jerry Palmer. Class 45, Maxwell Summers. Class 46, Jordan Moore.
Nice division here with some hogs that have some function and utility, and yet all a little different in terms of what they bring to the table. Obviously, these hogs are kind of still on their way up here, and something to be said for that. The one that just kind of fits the bill for me in terms of stoutness and still having some look and balance. Fresh top hog that is still ultra bold from behind. Young man's black-headed bear right there is going to be your champion. Congratulations. well, we bring our second place in from that class, and obviously we talked back Baron and how ultra competitive that class was. Once again, that's really a neat hog in terms of design and mobility. I think you pushed that champion awfully hard. We're going to keep that pair together. Your second place is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Our champion lightweight cross hero was exhibited by Maxwell Summers, with the trophy being sponsored by Elton and Virginia Vaughn. Also, Maxwell will then receive the champion county bred award, with the breeders being Summer Family Farms. The reserve champion lightweight cross barrel is exhibited by Allison Harsh. Again, the county bred born, with the breeder being Mike Harsh. We have Class 47 cross barrels going into the arena. We need Class 48 to the makeup arena. Class 48 cross barrels need to make their way to the makeup arena. Class 48.
white bear there to start with, and certainly excels in class in about every area there besides his front feet. Certainly like the changing there, but I think when you study that one in terms of quality and some look and some back shape and some stoutness there, that's a hog that's still moderate in terms of his look, yet he's got a good head and neck placed on him. Nice bear to start with. Second and third, kind of a challenge here, and before the young lady's belted hog started tying up there, I thought maybe that was going to be the place to go. The blue hog just a bit more comfortable out here. He's certainly a big center there. He's got plenty on him in terms of just condition for me. I'd certainly like to take a couple pounds out of this middle there just to make him look a little more proportional from the side, but like I said, in terms of functioning, just having some basic build, that's the second best one. Young lady's long hair, there's certainly got some pieces that he doesn't strike you maybe as hard from the side because he is longer haired. It's a little rougher skin there, but man, that hog's got a big top and hip blade in him. He's square coming and going there. Just need to hinge him better off of both ends, make him more comfortable out here, maybe just like to freshen him up in terms of his appearance. The blue neck bear here that comes out, young lady does a good job getting this one drove. Hog that front 2/3 are pretty good. He's good coming at you there. When he does get his head up there, he's an extended hog that's still got some back shape. That one gets a little plainer and more nondescript when I step in behind him there. He wants to close up underneath there a bit more in relation to that top trio. The black hog, same could be said for him. Bigger outline, longer sided hog that just gets more nondescript and plainer and blander in terms of his feature. The pale colored bear that comes next, big extended hog that's still got some leanness and some natural look from the side. That one needs to be bigger bellied and just pulled apart from blade to hip. And then the white hog here, the bobtail bear that we close with, still one that's got some center body there, fairly functional there. Just need to redesign him, make him a little stouter and clean him up in terms of composition. Nice class. Let's give all those exhibitors a good hand.
Placings for class 47, first place, Cindy Nelson, second, Ashley Hine, third, Emily Grossman, and fourth, Macy Hendeleder. We need class 49 cross barrows to the makeup arena.
That lady with the big ankle is the crazy lady in the cheese box. Hold I also want to leave in time to get back and not miss the green. That's why I'm going around. And then I can just go home from here. Yeah, it's just, my husband is from Adams County, so we live over near Peter. But I work at a law office that's based in Lufkin, but we have a branch office in Rochester. So every other week, I work here for 2 days. So, and then barely guys work for the whole week. Yeah. Yep. I do like sick day and yeah. I was at board meeting. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's really good. He's very nice.
Obviously, as we move up on weight in these crossbred barrows, we typically move up in power and substance and quality here, and I think evident in these top four, all four of these barrows really follow suit in terms of where they need to be, flesh and condition-wise, and kind of look like they belong in this particular drive. When we surface with these two barrows, obviously they're being driven a little differently, and so that kind of plays into it a little bit in terms of just actually getting the best angles of both of these. There's some differences in terms of composition here. There's differences in terms of look. Both of these hogs, I think, kind of fit the mold in terms of where we need to be. I guess the one that's the squarest, the truest, coming and going, the one that I think is just the freshest when I get in on top of it, that's that young man's bear right there. He's going to win this drive. I like that hog awfully well. I'd love to see this young man just get on that hog's head and drive the heck out of him, get him in about third or fourth gear and really see that thing float across the ring with his head up. I think he's plenty good when we study him even out by himself, kind of meandering there. But a hog, when I study him coming at me, he's so much bolder, so much squarer right in his blade, forearm than the hog here in 2. He's definitely packing more heat when I get in behind him there, and he's trimmer at the top of his crest and his pole than the Baron here in 2. I love this Baron 2 just in terms of one that's got a great build from the side. He's extra big about his center body and his heart there. A hog that's still got enough substance to him. He's just not quite as sharp, especially at the top of his blade there and his crest and his neck there. He gets progressively pointer right over his shoulder there. He wants to flatten through his upper hip ever so slightly. I don't see him with quite as much go power and stifle when I get in behind him there. But man, that guy's just big and rugged in terms of his look there. Just need to sharpen him ever so slightly to get him over that ultra neat one there to start with. A really rugged Baron comes out of 3 here. And if you want to talk about just bone and top and hip, that's a Baron you can certainly get to like it. That hog, once again, if he just kind of goes back and forth throughout this ring, he looks so much better. That hog from hog to ground, I need to change him. I need to get in behind him, square him to his base a bit more, allow him to go to the ground truer there. He looks a little more mature about his head maybe. He's maybe a rib shorter in relation to those top 2 Barons, but still awfully powerful, awfully big centered and big topped and big ended. Kind of the same deal goes in 4 here. Still a hog that when this hog truly gets out and drives, he's good built from the side there. I'd like to hinge him a little looser off of both ends of his skeleton, allow him just to be a bit more comfortable out here. But he too still has some muscle up high. He's still plenty just fat enough about his pin set and right in through his stifle there. Just need to relax him in his skeleton and allow him to be more comfortable out here. Still lower shoulder Baron comes out next, a little level ear hog. Still got some top and hip in him. Need to rebalance him, strengthen him on his front pasterns. The belted hog here that's a little upper here comes out next. One that's got some extension, got some muscle there. That hog needs to be redesigned in his hip and rear leg set to get any higher. Same deal kind of as we go on down the line here. A little bigger outline hog that's got some center there. Just need to sharpen him up in terms of his look. Then the hog that we close with, just need to power that one up all the way through. But a big frame, good doing hog for that young man. Give all those crossbred exhibitors a good hand as they head back to the bar.
Placings for class 48. First, Zane Young. Second, Cameron Klein. Third, Brant Beck. And fourth, Brant Beck. Our next drive will be for the champion middleweight crossbred.
Division here with 2 very competitive Barons. I guess there's one that maybe comes out of a little deeper class there that loves so many pieces about this hog. You want to talk about one that's square coming and going, good on his pasterns, and yet the way he's being driven there, like I said, he's not being overdriven, but certainly one that if you get a whip on that guy's head, man, he is killer from the side. I get in behind him, he handles his hock so good. Young man's thin belted Baron right here is going to be your champion. Congratulations.
what we've accomplished.
We were up in our second place and obviously highly competitive class. That one comes out of probably a bit closer than I initially thought when we do drop him out here, just because this white bear does have so much bulk and change and power there. We need to change him a couple areas structurally. I guess the next one I feel most comfortable with from a design and mobility standpoint is that second place bear. He'll be your reserve division. Congratulations.
Our champion middleweight barrel is exhibited by St. Young, with the trophy being sponsored by Dennis and Linda Bird. Our reserve champion middleweight is exhibited by Cameron Klein. Right now we're showing for the county bred and born middleweight cross. Also need to make sure we have all the class 49 cross barrels in the makeup arena.
For your champion county born and bred here in the middleweights, some differences here in terms of composition. I guess the one that's just a nickel bolder, nickel stouter in terms of muscle. Young lady's Black Hawk there is going to be champion middleweight. For your reserve county born and bred here, we bring in that belted hog, and definitely one that has a little more shape and just natural spread in relation to white hog. I think it's just some give and take here. The one that's just probably closer there to the one we use there in terms of having some spread dimension. Young man, the belted hog right here is going to be your reserve.
County bred born middleweight is exhibited by Macy Bautista, and the breeder is Criswell Farm. The reserve champion is Christian Overmeyer, and he is also the breeder. We need class 50 cross barrows into the makeup arena, class 50. We have a correction, a Champion County bred and born middleweight cross exhibited by Macy Bautista, one from the Albrecht line.
Interesting pair here on our top end of this particular drive, and there's some give and take between these two. Definitely in terms of body shape and height. The one I guess I keep gravitating back towards just in terms of being one that's ultra stout and powerful, big centered and still square coming and going. That's the young man who built this here. Young man here in a second. Really like the build of that one from the side, and I think if you take that barrel from his hip forward, there's certainly some pieces he can get to like in there. When we get in behind him, he gets a little disoriented in the way he sets into his hop, to his base there. Let's get a little tighter through his upper hip there. We'll see that one quite as bulky right in through his center portion of his body into his flank there in relation to that ultra stout one that we start with. Interesting bear comes out at 3 here, and obviously one that doesn't want to truly just get out and drive and be a show hog here today, but got some pieces in terms of having some middle, having some belly there. Need to restructure him right into his knee and square him up. Maybe like to yank his neck out of the top side of his shoulder more in relation to where he is right now, to the center of his blade. Still a hog that's got some product and substance there. Just need to rebalance him, make him a bit more comfortable out here the longer the drive wears on. Really rugged stout one comes out of 4 here. The black-headed bear. Need to clean him up in his right rear there for sure, and we can even maybe talk him a spot higher because he is spread wide open up high. He's stout through his upper hip there, just not going good enough, not square enough from hop to ground. And like I said, just need to clean him up in his joints there to move him up the line. Big rugged bear here comes out next, and one that's got some center. Unfortunately, that's the widest part of his body, just kind of a wedge in terms of muscle here. Need to open him up high, open him up to the ground, give him more natural shape and leanness. Big outline bear comes out next, and one that's well presented and well driven by this young man. Got some extension here in a hog that's big in terms of just his extension and his outline there. That hog needs to be opened up down low, and we need to make him bolder right in through his cage. Certainly like to get him more right in through the seat of his pants. Big heavy muscle paw comes out, but finally here, and one that just needs a different set of running gear here. Need to clean him up in his joints, allow him to go more comfortably out here to move him up the line. Let's give all those crossbred bear exhibitors a real nice hand.
Placings for class 49. First, Tyler Barger, second, Maxwell Summers, third, Isabel Scales, and fourth, Gavin Young.
Once again, a really good class here, and we got really three hogs out here, I think, that bring a lot of pieces to the table. Of the three, the clear winner, in my opinion, is this young lady's Barrett here. That hog is awfully neat in a lot of areas, and that hog comes right out of the gate, heads up, and he kind of looks the part through his center body there. He's a moderate built one that's square coming and going, still gets out and reaches and fills his track on both ends. We're going to be hypercritical of him, maybe just like to clean up his little excess skin down in his throat there. But that hog is big topped and big ended and square coming and going. He's been wrapped on pretty hard here, and yet he still hasn't picked out, opened his mouth one time here. He's just kind of taking it and continued to motor along. I appreciate that about that bear awfully well. Really, the decision in my mind is second and third here. I'm going to go ahead and use the tricolor bear there for 2. I think that hog's just a little more comfortable out here when he truly does get out and dry. Obviously, he got ring sour on us pretty quickly there. He's taller shouldered. He's a little more attractive from the side. In relation to the bear that we probably put in 1 and definitely the one we put in 3 here, that hog needs to be heavier structured. That hog needs to be square coming and going, and it just needs to be a little bulkier and hulkier in relation to the bear that we start with. I like the bone, I like the feature, I like just the stoutness of this bear more than the bear just above him. In 3, obviously this one's not being maybe driven quite as aggressively as the other 2 bears there, and his head's not always up there. But man, when that hog comes at you, he's big about his chest and blade. He's really stout through his forearm and shoulder there. One that maybe pushing the borderline when I get in behind him there, if he's going to stay inside of his skeleton. I think at the right pace he does there. I just won't see that guy quite as attractive up through the top side of his shoulder there. And like I said, just like to push his hock in ever so slightly in relation to those top 2. The black hog that comes out next, a good designed one that's heavy structured there, just kind of a basic built one, needs to be opened up high to run with that really stout top trio. Then the next hog that comes out here, one that's well presented and well driven there. I just need to stouten that one up in terms of feature, especially bone and footwork. Like to coordinate his hip and rear leg and lengthen him out of his hip there a little nicer. Maybe just about to stouten him up right in through his flank in relation to this very, very good class. And still a very high quality bear here at 6. Good design, sound, functional there. Just needs more real product and shape to move up the line. Ultra competitive class all the way through there. Let's give all those exhibitors a good hand.
We need Class 51 cross barrows to the makeup arena. Placings for Class 50. First, Isabel Scales. Second, Grant Nelson. I apologize. Second was Cameron Klein. Third, Grant Nelson. And fourth, Mackenzie Pratt. This drive will be for our champion light and heavyweight barrow. Class 51 cross barrows to the makeup arena, Class 51.
class winners. Let's give these young people a nice hand as we crown your champion light heavy. Both these bears kind of fit into the mold here. We got one that's maybe a little bulkier, a little shorter back, and just ultra stout. And we got another one that's kind of moderate build, but still has enough length of body, still has enough power, and just a very proportional hog. And you know, my goal anytime I step into the ring is just trying to find the one, once again, that kind of ties the most together. A hog that's just really good built, really sound, and still has enough product. Young ladies, class 2 in this particular division is going to be your champion. Congratulations. Call for a reserve here because we bring in our second place there, and we talked about just his design and build from the side. He's very comfortable out here. He strikes you a little further featured. He strikes you maybe just a little up here in his hand loin and you know, just the rear part of his body, but certainly one you have to appreciate. I guess as I kind of go back and forth here and really trying to match up what that very good champion was in this division, the one with just a few more extras in terms of stoutness and power and mass, young man's belted hog here is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
Our champion light heavyweight barrel is exhibited by Isabel Scales today, and the trophy is sponsored by Delden and Virginia Dawn. And the reserve champion light heavyweight is exhibited by Tyler Larson Overmeyer.
Two hogs that have some design and function. I think the quality one's got just a tick more back shift, tick more power coming directly at me. Young man, it's a two-colored hog here. It's going to be your reserve. Congratulations.
Our champion county bred light heavyweight barrel is exhibited by Tyler Barton Overmeyer, with the breeders being Justin and Nick Oshland. And the reserve champion goes to Maxwell Summers, and the breeders being Summers Family Farm. We need class 52 cross barrels into the makeup arena, class 52.
class here was some differences for sure in this particular drive. Probably not the one to just go ahead and say that needs a win to drive here, but definitely have some pieces and parts. The hog I'm going to start off with is this tri-colored hog over here to my right that the young man's driving there. Hog that just kind of fills the basics of trying to have some function, trying to have some muscle and width there. Obviously, maybe not the most attractive hog in the world from the side there, but I think relative to the class, well, a hog that just kind of fits the part. Second and third here becomes a bit more of a challenge, and as we go on down the line here, in hit two, we definitely have some muscle and top and hip there. That hog's way outside of himself. When I get in behind him there and he wants to plant and roll, he gets a little coarser and just about his head and neck there as well. Unfortunately, maybe not quite the function and the balance there that we see in the hog that starts. Quite honestly, if we can clean this hog here in threes right cock up, he probably wins fairly easily. Unfortunately, just not motoring good enough here today. Stout, heavy structured one that's big topped and big ended there. Just need to clean him up in his injury there if we're going to talk him any higher. Big outline hog comes out of 4 there in terms of extension and length of body there. Just need to see more real product there. And in 5, we have the same deal. Big outline hog that's still got some function and utility there in terms of structure. Just need to open both of those hogs up and give them more real muscle. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Placings for class 51. First, Skylar Painter. Second, Garrett Plummer. Third, Nicole Greener. And fourth, Isaac Lau. After our selection of the champion crossbred barrow, before we do the tenure recognition and have the final portion of our show, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Again, solid class here in our heavyweight crossbred tribe. The one I want to start with is the black hog here directly in front of me. Congratulations to that young man. A hog, obviously, in our big weights here, we're just trying to see what we can tie together in terms of still having some back shape and hip and keeping them fairly fresh. That's a hog that's still got plenty on him, obviously, up through his head and neck there, but when I get in on top of him there, he spreads open about as good as anything. I think his extra advantage in terms of reach out of his front end gets him over the roan barren here in two. I like his flesh, I like his body there, like I said, it's just a solid hog here to start with. The roan barren here, if we take him from his shoulder on back, I like that hog awfully well. He's pretty good in terms of spread up high. He's bolting style through his hook and pin set there, and he's as square going away from you as there is in this particular drive. I like his condition and his composition better than the bear there in three. We're going to lay that hog back in his shoulder ever so slightly. We're going to go ahead and challenge to win this particular drive, but I do appreciate that one from the side. And like I said, in terms of composition, muscle to fat. A big bulky bear here comes out of three. I don't know what these hogs weigh. But certainly this is the big one in this particular tribe. He kind of gets a little flatter footed here, and definitely weight seems to be putting pressure on his skeleton here. He's maybe just a little ouchy off of both ends the longer the drive wears on. Gets a little steeper and shorter in his hip there. Like I said, he's just pushing plenty up through his shoulder, up through his head and neck there. Just need to trim him up and make him probably 10 or 20 pounds lighter. The next bear that comes out of four here, big extended bear here, just simply gets out-powered, out-muscled here for a heavyweight bear class. He's still fairly dry and flat in terms of his ribs. Well presented, well driven there. Just need to give him more spread and dimension and open him up down low. Side-eared bear comes out next. Heavy structure, big top and hip there. That one a little off balance out here. Gets a little tight and rigid in his movement. And then the bear that we close with there, a little bigger outline hog that just needs to be restructured, redesigned from a skeleton standpoint. Nice heavyweight class here. Let's give all those kids a real good hand.
Placings for class 52. First place, Isaac Ramsey. Second, Shaylee Schreiber. Third, Isaac Ramsey. And fourth, Ashlyn Klein. Our next drive will be for the champion heavyweight cross barrow.
On your heavyweight bear, trying to go ahead and drop out the first and second in both of those heavy classes, and definitely have some parts and pieces in this particular drive. To me, the two highest quality ones kind of fit in the similar class here, both with some power and spread and dimension, and still kind of fit their way. Your two heavyweight bears, the Black Hawk's going to be champion, the Road Bear is going to be reserved. Congratulations to those two.
Our champion heavyweight barrow that is also county bred born is exhibited by Isaac Ramsey, and they are the Brady family. And the reserve champion and the trophy sponsored by Don Bauman and family. Your reserve champion heavyweight barrow, which is also county bred born, is exhibited by Shaylee Schreiber, and their family is also the winner. We need all of our crossbred champions, and second place is brought up to the makeup arena. For the lightweight, that'll be Maxwell Summers and Allison Marsh. For the middleweight is Zane Young and Cameron Klein. For the light heavy, Isabel Scales and Tyler Overmeyer. And heavyweight is Isaac Ramsey and Shaylee Schreiber. Our first place cross barrel champions into the arena. We additionally need our county born bred champions into the second makeup arena. Crossbred. Any crossbred, county bred, and born champion or reserve champion, please come to the makeup arena.
Good set of crossbred barrels. Let's give all four of these exhibitors, their division champions, a good round of applause. At any anytime you're at a county fair in Indiana, you expect to see good crossbred barons, and especially in northern Indiana here. And as many breeders I know that you have in this particular area, in this section, I know there's a lot of good hogs that filter into this county. I was very impressed last year. I was very excited to get the call to judge your county fair again here this year, and certainly didn't disappoint. I know I was talking with the guys there at lunch. I think we're probably even deeper on quality all the way through, and I know you're down on a few numbers. Hopefully those continue to kind of go the other direction, because if people can bring high quality stock, and if they can get them fit and prepared the right way, that's what makes a hog show fun. That's what makes it fun for everybody around ringside. A lot of preparation, a lot of hard work goes into this, and so obviously I know that. I appreciate that very much, and it's been a great show so far. Looking forward to our grand drives here later. As we jump out here, all four of these hogs bring some positives. It's kind of a two-horse race in my opinion, and where you want to lay your priorities. And if you differentiate with me, I can't argue with you too much. The one I just keep gravitating back towards in terms of kind of combining where we need to be in a county fair scenario. Heavy structured hog that can get out and go. He's big centered, he's big topped and big ended. Young lady, send Belted Bear right there is going to be your champion. Congratulations. We're bringing that reserve division, and we talked about that class. Very, very tough division there. An ultra stout one that's really powerful in terms of his build there. You know, there's another bear out here that when I think about picking out hogs in the spring, and I think about the build and the structure and the squareness and the joints that I like to find, that's kind of the hog that fits into that mold. I don't know what the future plans for this hog is. I know if one of my kids that I help had this hog, we would probably reevaluate some things on it. But man, you want to talk about the thing that is busted open, coming and going. Great head and neck, and yet he's still kind of green. Maybe not as far along as the bear that we used there today. Still awfully, awfully good. Young man, send Belted Bear right there is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
County Red Born. I'll get to the arena, please. Macy. Last call for Macy. She's coming. Our Reserve County Bred and Born exhibitors, champions, you be in the ring, please.
good crossbred, really a couple of them out here that still excite me, and I guess if we were talking third or fourth in the crossbreds, these two would definitely be in the heat. I guess for today, one maybe a little more ready to go here, bold and stout and powerful. Young man here to my right is going to have your champion. Bringing our reserve from that particular division, another hog that fits right in here. The next best one, and if I was doing top 4 or 5 on our crossbreds, this guy would certainly be in the heat. Young man's lightweight by there is going to be reserved. Congratulations.
So our champion direct barrel was exhibited by Connor Summers. No, I'm sorry. Champion crossbred was exhibited by Isabel Scales in the reserve St. Yad, the county bred and born. Champion Tyler Burke Nevermeyer, the breeder Nick and Justin, and the reserve Max Summers and the breeder Summer Family Farms. We're now going to take a 5-minute break, and when we come back, we are going to have recognition of our tenure members, our scholarships, and our raffle drawing.
Come with me to What I would do is I would take you to the person that does my hair because I want to know the hairstyles I never had and say, she has short hair. And I would say, give me a long haircut, they're short and moderate, easy to do what you're going to have to do. And she would be something And she's not that expensive. I mean, 20 or 25, but she's not bad. I'm not surprised. Earlier today I was out of my eye. I thought I had something wrong. And now that you say something, it kind of hurts. You know what I mean? Like I can feel it.
There's women that are around there.
I might be able to talk. Not just the drawing. Listen to this. They're gonna kill us. They're so bad.
We need to have our 10-year parade swine members start their way to the arena, please. Kate, Nicole, Josh, Lucas, Jordan, Ross, Blake, Riley, and Caleb. We also need our pork producer scholarship winners. That would be Adriana, Ross, Sadie, Alyssa, and Tyler Ross. If you guys could all make it to the arena, please.
I'm so sorry. Watching the live broadcast, I wanted to see if she could see her cheese puffs that I'm eating right from the camera. Did she see it? What'd she say? She goes, no, you're sorry.
No, another one.
I'm gonna try again. Tell her, watch now. Is she watching?
You ready?
Okay, I'm really sorry. Tell her, is she watching? What? Yeah, see my name.
She says, yes, I'm watching.
Here we go. Did she see it? That was right in front of the camera. That's the best shot I could find.
Did you see the cheese
All right, to start off this afternoon, we'd like to recognize our 2017 10-year Swine members. We're going to go down the line and they're going to tell you a little bit about themselves.
Hello, I'm Keaton Purva, and I'm going to school in West Lafayette for informatics, and that's computers and stuff, so yeah, okay, that's all.
Hi, I'm Nicole Grader. I'll be attending Manchester University.
Ross Pearson, I'm going to Purdue University in the fall. I'm going to study access and management. My name is Jordan Moore, and I'm going to Ivy Tech in Kokomo for CNC precision machining. I'm Josh Miller, and I'll be attending Purdue and studying ASM. I'm here with Sam. I'll be going to Purdue University to study ag sales and marketing.
I'm William Richter. I'll be going to Purdue University studying ASM.
I'm Riley Riker, and I'm going to continue working.
So we'd like to say congratulations to you guys, and we think you set a great example for the younger members and good look in the future. Our next opportunity is we are going to have our pork producer scholarship winners, which is Adriana Day and Ross Pearson. Would both love to say something.
Hi, my name is Adriana Day, and I will be attending Purdue University to study Ag Business Management.
I'm Ross again, going to Purdue for the same thing. Not ag business management, ASM.
Hey everyone, if you bought some 50/50 tickets, we're going to go ahead and do the drawing here in a couple minutes. So it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Right now we're at exactly $200, so you can win 100. If you want to buy a last minute ticket, come up here.
In preparation for the showmanship round here after our champion drive, we're going to have beginners, Then we'll have junior showman, which is when you've completed 5th and 6th grade. Junior showmanship 2, which is completing 7th and 8th grade. Then your senior showmanship is anybody 9th through 12th grade. And our master showman will be previous winners.
Well, it's our money. Might raise these money. We'll spend it.
We are getting prepared to recognize the Greg Miller Honorary Largest Pig Award, and our pig is slowly making it to the makeup arena.
Back in the late 1990s and early 2000s, a young man named Greg Miller was a visionary. Greg's now the owner of Miller Sweet Corn here in town. Greg used to, back in those days, we used to sell hogs by the pound, and Greg would each year try to raise the biggest hog of the year. This year, in honor of Greg, we have Isaac Ramsey with hog weighing 359 pounds as your largest hog.
All right, we're going to go ahead and draw for the 50-50. All right, I did it. Megan Lining. Come up here and collect your hat. All right, Megan's going to donate it back to the barn. Thanks to everybody who bought a ticket.
I mean, I told that now that the art was home, I was going to win.
Our champion pairs to the makeup arena. The champion purebred with Adeline Marsh and the champion cross, Cameron Klein. We would also like to reserve purebred pair, Colin Gross, and the reserve champion cross, Isabel Scales, to the makeup arena.
I was going to go get a kid, the elephant precedence. I mean, I did the same thing last night.
White County's good. I love their
4-H members, you're going to need to get the identification of what animal you want to run through the auction and have those to pay up here an hour after the show.
For your champion parents here, let's give all these kids a good hand here. Nice high quality set of irons here and the sorter. For your champion here, I think there's one that's just a little pair that's just a little stouter, a little bolder there, and still give you a great look from the side. Your crossbred parent here is going to be your grand champion. Congratulations.
And the trophy was sponsored by Neck Family Showcase. We need to have all of our champion hills start making their way to the makeup arena, the champion hills.
Close call here when we bring in our reserve pair. Some differences here between both of these pairs, I think, depending on where you kind of want to be in terms of matching up versus just general quality. The next two, I guess, in my opinion, that still match up plenty close and are quite a bit stouter and bolder. The reserve crossbred pair is going to be your reserve grand. Congratulations to those two.
Reserve Grand Champion Caraveros, exhibited by Scales, and the trophy has been sponsored in memory of Don Snipes. We need all of the Swine committee members to come to the makeup arena, please. Swine committee members to the makeup arena. We need all of our champion guilds to make their way to the makeup arena.
We don't make anything in our county. I got a lot.
We need to have the Swine committee members come to the makeup arena, please. The Swine committee members.
All the flags are mine. No, I have
Just regular milk and then there's
That's me.
You smell the elephant here. She's not very good.
no idea, but I'm going to find out.
Hey, Chuck, I got questions when you're done, okay?
We need the guilds of Spot, Landrace, and Chester into the arena, please.
I have 4 copies.
We'd like to go ahead and start with our Grand Champion Drive for the 2017 Guild Show. Representing the Berkshire breed is going to be Maxwell Summers. Our Chester White is Ashley Hasselby. Our Duroc Guild is exhibited by Connor Summers. Our Hampshire Guild by Alexa Finke. Our Hereford Guild by Blake Plummer. The Poland China Guild by Tyler Bart Overmeyer. The Spot Guild by Isabel Scales. We have our Landrace Guild by Ashley Hasselby. Our York Guild, exhibited by Evan Harsh. And our Cross Guild, exhibited by Connor Summers. We need to reserve champion gilts gone into the makeup arena. The reserve champion gilts, please.
It's been a fun day here, and kind of working through these breeds. We're not going to take a whole lot of time. We're going to take some time as we need throughout the top 5 here. But before we crown your champion breeding gilt here at your 2017 County Fair, let's go ahead and give all these exhibitors a real big round of applause to show our appreciation. This project is obviously near and dear to my heart, and like I mentioned earlier today, I take great privilege in the ability to work with a lot of young people, whether it be in the show ring or outside the show ring. I've spent a lot of time at homes out in the yard trying to instruct. I've spent a lot of time on the phone talking to people about feeding programs and trying to get these things to the point where they look like this and get to the, whatever their point is, whether it be a jackpot show, a county fair, state fair, national show, whatever your target is on down the road. And like I said, I don't take this lightly. I sure appreciate the powers that be for inviting me back again today, because I love working with young people. I love talking to young people about their projects. I love looking at good livestock. At the end of the day, it's fun for me to come out here and evaluate. My wife sometimes gets on me and says I look like I'm a little too angry out here, a little too, I'm not having any fun, but I certainly assure you I have fun. Anytime I get to step in the ring and evaluate livestock, that's a good day for me. So with that being said, like I said, I'm not going to talk to hogs too much more here. There's been a great show. There's a few of them out here that certainly drive hard and really run here today in contention. To me, at the end of the day, like I preached all day, I like ones that are just about as good everywhere as you can simply make one. To me, there's a few of them that kind of fit into that mold, and one that I think out here is very, very special. I'm going to put the mic away here. I'm going to go out and shake the hand of your grand champion gilt exhibitor. Once again, let's give a huge round of applause for all these kids that came through the ring here today. We're pulling our reserve, and certainly a gilt that fits right in the mix there. As you probably listened to me throughout the day, I mentioned a couple times, especially when we get to the end of the day, whatever level it is, I just try to paint them all the same color. I try to go out and find the one that I feel is truly the best one. That red gilt was definitely the best one, and I guess if you have a disagreement with me on that, you need to tell me where she's not the best one, because that one's awfully good. I think there's another one out here that really kind of follows suit, and kind of some of the similar build and make there. At the end of the day, like I said, I'm not trying to I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm just trying to find the one that suits me the best and kind of checks the most boxes. Like I said, another great field out here, taking nothing away from the other ones. This will be the last time I jump on the mic here, and we'll go ahead and just continue to filter in the reserves here. Let's give all these kids a huge hand here before we tie your reserve champion exhibitor.
Reserve Grade Champion Gilt is exhibited by Tanya Summers, and the trophy is sponsored by Steve King. To have our champion barrows brought to the makeup arena, the champion barrows. Top 5 in the Gilt Drive. We have 3rd overall with Isabel Scales, 4th overall Gilt, Jordan Moore, and 5th, Tyler Barton Overmeyer. We get our champion barrows to the arena, please. Champion barrows. like to have all the reserve champion barrows to the makeup arena. The reserve champion barrows. All right, we're ready to start our drive for our Grand Champion Barrow. Our champion run-up is the Berkshire Cameron Klein. Our Chester White is exhibited by Chaz Wartenberg. Our Duroc exhibitor is Connor Summers. And our Hampshire champion was Tyler Burton Overmeyer. The Hereford champion was Blake Plummer. Champion Landrace, exhibited by Ashley Hasselby. The champion Poland China, exhibitor Braden Crom. Our champion spot by Evan Harsh. Our champion Tamworth by Keaton Furbida. Our champion York by Isabel Scales. crossbred, Isabel Scales. We need our reserve champion barrows to the makeup arena, the reserve champion.
I'm not even trying to come back up there.
We also need our champion county bred born barrows into the makeup arena. Champion county bred and born.
You heard it here first.
Our Grand Barrow Drive here, kind of the culmination of your swine show, and I know we have showmanship, which I'm sure looking forward to here later, but let's once again put our hands together for these kids. We can't show our appreciation enough for all their hard work and dedication. Like I mentioned a few times here today, you know, anytime I get in the truck and I drive somewhere and you know, obviously I knew a little bit what to expect here. Being here last year, I think you surpassed the quality here and the depth in some of those classes. If you were second, third, and fourth in some of those ultra tough classes, you sure don't have anything to feel bad about. The biggest thing I would say is if the county fair is really the only show you go to all year, and you want to get better, you want to do better, and you want to get to this point where you can show for grand and reserve in the top 5 here, you definitely need to go other places, watch other county fairs. You need to go to other shows, whether it be jackpot shows, state fair, national shows, because there's a lot of opportunities out there. You know, we were just in Louisville, Kentucky there last week, and I was very fortunate with a buddy of mine to be able to commentate through the Hampshire and Duroc Gilt Ring on that one side, and the opportunities that we have right now, especially in this industry, are immense. We have more and more people from all over the country participating, and with as many opportunities that you have to buy hogs online, to buy hogs, you know, sight unseen or from all over parts of the country, and get them shipped from coast to coast in each corner of the country, the opportunity has never been greater to do this and do it at the full strength and do it all out. And so I challenge you, if you didn't do as well as you wanted to today, you have to keep plugging away. You have to make yourself be better by finding other people that are willing to help you. Find other people that are willing to help you either pick out hogs, help with your nutrition and management program, help you with showmanship, all the aspects that it takes to reach a level, whatever your level is or whatever your goals are. And so there's lots of people that are willing to help you out there. You just simply have to ask a lot of times. And so, like I said, if you didn't do as well today, rather than being down or complaining about it, try to get better. Try to make it obvious and continue on. And like I mentioned earlier, showmanship is so important in this thing. If you can drive hogs, and I tell kids all the time, if you got a good one, in probably every county fair, every place I've ever been, they've heard me say this: if you got a good one, you need to get them driven. That's as simple as that. I can't see your hog standing in the corner head down, okay? And that may be harsh, but that's the truth. You got to get them driven. The hogs have to look the part as soon as they hit the ring, and you got to go after it. Okay, I'm very much about going after it. You got to be aggressive, and you got to be bold when you want to do well. And I think that, you know, it's really a lot to be said for this particular area, because I know there's many, many good breeders up here. A lot of people I greatly respect up here that I know can put hogs together, and it's been a fun adventure here today. It's been a pleasure. We'll once again fire the hogs up here. We're not going to talk them anymore. There's 2 or 3 that I have in mind here. I'm going to give them one more pass here. Then we're going to go out and shake the hand of your champion, grand champion bear exhibitor. Let's give all these kids a big hand once again.
Our grand champion today, Pharaoh, was exhibited by Isabel Scales, and the trophy is sponsored by Macy Elevator.
Barrow wins the deal here, and like I said, 3 or 4 as we bring in that reserve crossbred that obviously I certainly liked. If you read between the lines there in that division, you know, and as I mentioned, there's a few out here in contention, you know, and once again, I challenge you there. If you didn't do as well, I can't say it enough. Really find somebody to help you out. But the last time I get on the mic here in this Grand Barrow Drive, let's once again put our hands together for these kids out here working awfully hard as we hire their great champion back.
Our county-born and Kennebread-born champions into the makeup arena. Our reserve grand champion Barrow today was exhibited by Zane Young, and the trophy was sponsored by Scales Financial Services. finish up our champion barrel drive, we have third overall, extended by Connor Summers, fourth, Max Summers, and fifth, Isabel Scales. Sponsoring the top 5 spots for the barrel drive is Barry Scales family, Scales Financial Services, Kate Myers, and Wayne Crown and family.
All of the reserve champion county board of breds up to the makeup arena. Blake Plummer, we need your Hereford County bred barrow in the arena, please. We need our reserve champion
county bred born barrows into the makeup arena, the reserve champion for each of the breeds. Okay, this is our drive for our county bred and born champion. From Berkshire, we have Jack Reffitt. Duroc is Connor Summers. The Hampshire, exhibited by Tyler Burton Overmeyer. The Landrace by Ashley Hasselby. The Spot Breed by Evan Harsh. Tamworth, exhibited by Keaton Verbita. The York, exhibited by Isabel Scales. And our crossbred, exhibited by Tyler Burton Overmeyer.
Well, for your champion born and bred here in your county, let's give these exhibitors a real good hand here. Once again, we should be very proud of these the breeders that you have here in the county and able to keep these hogs in county. There's a couple of them out here I think are very, very good. Once again, one that's really elite out here, young man Duroc Barrett. He's going to be your champion born and bred.
The Grand Champion County Bred Born belongs to Connor Summers, and the trophy was sponsored by Link Lucan's family.
They bring in our reserve there, and still a really stout hog here to be in this particular division. There's a couple more out here that simply separate themselves. Another mare, when we had all the breeds out here, that was very, very good. Extremely good in his body shape, big confidence. Young lady's Yorkshire Bear, there's going to be a reserve. Congratulations.
Again, our Grand Champion County Born, Bred and Born, exhibited by Connor Summers and the breeders of Summers Family Farms. The Reserve Grand Champion County Bred and Born, exhibited by Isabel Scales and the breeder is BNS Showcase. And that trophy was sponsored by North Central Co-op. All right, the final portion of our show today is going to involve showmanship. Our first class is the beginner showmanship. These are 4-Hers that have completed 3rd and 4th grades, so the beginner showmen can come into the makeup arena.
Okay. So you can manage the pictures this time? Okay. You have your list? Okay. The blue list I gave you before. So, as soon as you're done with that, that's your job is bringing the names to the showmen. Here, I'll take one by it. Yeah, we're excited about that. Good. That's great. Okay, beginner, junior, senior, and master. That's what you'll have to do. It's the same as always. No, you don't need the directions. You need the breed names on the hogs, just to go before they put in the cup.
We need our beginning showmen to come to the makeup arena, please, for beginning showmanship class.
She wasn't great once we, I mean, I was like, okay. And she did okay. And then she went to have this surgery. I don't It's not her fault, it's just we actually took her to the vet. It was sterile, sterile. And luckily, we were going to find a cow that bred and she just lost her calf, and she took it.
All right, we had a long day. We have to applaud these guys for following through with showmanship. This first class is going to be beginners, and they have completed either 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah, she just got up and walked that way.
All right, let's give all our beginner showmanship participants a good hand for coming out here. I know it's been a long day. You know, the biggest thing, especially when we're talking about pre-4-H, when we get into this particular age range, is how to use the whip or whatever your driving utensil is, how to continue to keep those hogs driving in the middle of the ring. And I can't stress that enough. You know, you've heard me say that multiple times today. And a lot of that is body posture. It's the way they hold their whip. It's the way they strike in the hog. And we talked about, especially on those pre-4-H kids, to make sure they're either striking them kind of in the center of the body or on the top to make them go forward. I always teach young kids that's kind of the gas pedal if we're driving a car. That makes them go forward. And then after we get them going forward, we want to control them with their head and showing the whip on either side of them to make them move the opposite way. And